Hey guys, Mike Aha here. Welcome to video 2 of my series of 5 videos. Last video we talked about how to buy or register a URL or a domain. I used the domain registrar called Namecheap. I got a little excited in the last video and didn't tell you guys that. So the registrar that I use is Namecheap, and the hosting account that I use is from HostMonster. Now you can use whoever you want, but whatever I show you, what I'm going to show you today, it works for all registrars and all hosting accounts. It may look a little different, but the process is the same. So we bought trainingurl.com, and we're going to go from there. So the first thing you have to do is to point this URL to a hosting account, right? Because your hosting account is where your website is actually going to sit. So the first thing you need is to know the DNS server address of your hosting account. So just to keep things straight, this is where I bought the URL. This is called the domain registrar. And in my case, it's namecheap.com. The URL we bought is trainingurl.com, just for training purposes. We have to point this URL to a hosting account. And you do that by assigning a DNS server that points to that hosting account. So what you're going to do is, when you go to Namecheap, you click on your URL that you bought, and then you see here it says transfer DNS to web host. Click on that. So it gives you spots here to fill in the DNS server IP addresses. So you need to find out what those DNS server IP addresses are. To do that, you have to go to your hosting account and click on the Help tab. And I just put something like DNS server or name servers or something like that in the Help box, and it'll tell you what it should be. So I'm going to go ahead and log into HostMonster, which is my hosting account, and show you how I do that, okay? Alright, so I logged into HostMonster, and I put in DNS servers as a search. And right here you see it says name servers. How do I modify my name servers? Click on that. Let's click on that and see. Alright, the name servers you need to use for hostmonster.com are ns1.hostmonster.com and ns2.hostmonster.com. Excellent. So now we know what we need to put in that field in order to point the URL that we just bought to our HostMonster account. Okay? So let me go ahead and do that. Cool, I'm back to my Namecheap account. So we know it was ns1.hostmonster.com and then ns2. Alright, so you save it and you're halfway there. Okay, we're halfway there. So we've pointed to the hosting account. So right now, training URL is pointing to the hosted account. It's pointing to the hosting account. Now we have to go to the hosting account and we have to go ahead and assign this URL to HostMonster. Okay, so bear with me, stand by. So basically, you go to HostMonster. You register for an account, just a regular, the cheapest account they have, and we're going to go to Domain Manager, okay? And here's where, and wherever you are, whether it's Bluehost or HostMonster or HostGator or wherever, this is going to be the same process. It may look a little different, but you're going to have to do the same thing. So we're not registering a new domain. Remember, we did that on Namecheap, and I told you why, because I like to have those two separate. We're not transferring a new domain to this account. We want to keep it with Namecheap. What we are going to do is we're going to assign a domain to the Cpanel account of HostMonster. So the first thing we did is we bought the URL, we pointed the URL to HostMonster by assigning the DNS servers, and now we're going to assign the domain name to the Cpanel. Okay, so what was it? trainingurl.com. So we're going to use, it says verifying ownership verified. And the reason why the ownership is verified is because we set these. See that? We set these ns2.hostmonster.com and ns1.hostmonster.com. This is how HostMonster was able to go out and check to see to make sure that it belonged to us. All right. So it's going to be an add-on domain. Okay. And I'm going to have to scroll up. Let's see. Interesting. Hang on. So we're going to use an add-on domain. It is not a part domain. It's completely different. And it's not an unassigned domain. Again, this isn't a course on Cpanel. I'm showing you how to get your website up, right? And it's going to be like this for all of them. And what we want to do is we want to create a new directory. And we're pretty much set. Add a domain. And we let it run, and that's it. See, basically, it says the domain is added. You go to Domain Manager, and now it'll be as one of my assigned websites, right there. So this is the second video. So just to recap, I know it may seem confusing, but it's real simple. You buy a URL on your registrar account. You point that URL to your hosting account using the DNS server. You go to your hosting account and you assign it to your Cpanel account. Very simple. And we did that in these two videos. Next video, I'm going to show you guys how to set up mail and mail forwarders. Those are very important because you're going to have to do contact me and terms and services and things like that, and you need to have that. And it really adds legitimacy to your account. You've got, something like, instead of saying micah@gmail.com, it's going to say something like webmaster@trainingurl.com or info@trainingurl.com or whatever, micah@trainingurl.com. It adds legitimacy to your website. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.